Yeah, no problem. You should get one of those.
Okay, what's your name?
Jason.
How are you over 18?
Oh God, what did I sign up for?
Do you have an ID with you? Okay, why don't you show your ID to the camera?
I don't want to do that.
Okay. So what do you do for fun?
Oh, I just hang out. I get on MySpace, things like that.
Do you have space for two?
I think I do.
Welcome to the casting couch. I'm your host, James, and with me is
Jason.
So yesterday, do you want me to phase you out?
Oh, I don't know. I was just fucking around, but if you want to, you can.
Well, no, I just wanted to make you comfortable.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't want I wasn't like that committed. I was like, I don't know. I'd love to have him on the podcast, but if he's more comfortable being like,
we don't have to do the whole shtick.
You don't want to be blurred out?
No. Or you can just do it off and on. Like have it like
stationary, so like where I move my face out of it, like it. So I sent you the whole like Lance Armstrong thing. I thought that was hilarious.
Yes. Where it's like, What, is that Dateline 2020 where they, I guess that's like any news thing where they interview and they, silhouette the person and then it's
right.
It's Have you seen that video of this old woman who's like all fucked up from emphysema or something?
Oh.
And she's like, I wish I'd never smoked a cigarette in my life. She's got one of those talk boxes like, I wish I'd never seen a cigarette. Worst thing that ever happened in my life. That's not funny. I don't know why you're laughing. The camera keeps rolling, and for some reason it pans over to this little kid who's like 4 or 5, maybe 3.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just staring at this old woman. And he blank face just starts going.
This is real?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Okay. Then I don't think I've seen that one, but it sounds interesting.
Like I'm watching this and I'm like, oh wow, yeah, I'm a piece of shit. But then it pans over to the little kid and I'm like, wait, what is this? And then the kid starts doing it. And I think he was, like a kid who like try to talk to a dog or something.
Yeah, he was just trying to like get on her level.
Yes.
Yeah.
He walked up to her and put his hand on her and was going.
That's sad. That's kind of dark.
And she didn't even she wasn't even aware that he was there.
No, surely she had some sort of inclination that he was like.
No, this is an old person, so I don't think. You know how old people forget that other people exist?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
All the time. Out of sight, out of mind,
Especially when they're driving.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah. So you drive a lot.
I do.
And do you encounter a lot of like old people?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, in the cars, there's like that anonymity to where like I don't necessarily know that person, but I just think that's like it's got to be an old person. Most of the time, it's just they're just not moving. They're just slow.
Yeah. So when you don't see it's an old person, is it like you can tell from the way they're driving?
For sure, certainly.
What would you say? Like, what about their driving indicates to you that it's an old person?
They're just slow. They're just slow and indecisive, and they look confused. Like you can just feel their confusion. Like just they're.
Oh, yeah, I feel that.
It's just too. It's like I try to like cut slack, because it's like, they got you've probably got like a brand new car. They don't know what the hell's going on with it and stuff, and they're just trying to do their best. I don't hate old people.
Really, I do.
I actually had a conversation with a coworker yesterday, and she was just talking about how awful old people are.
Oh God!
But it's like they've been.
I don't actually hate old people.
She does.
That's
but well, I mean, it's like, you know, like, they've been around for so much time, and you know, it's just a whole new world to them, I'm sure, and it's uncomfortable and confusing sometimes.
And there are more people alive now over the age of 65 than there ever has been.
And what are they supposed to do? You know?
But the thing is, what they're supposed to do is be barred from office.
Well, yeah, you would hope.
They need to be fucking barred from office. I mean, think about it. You got all these, all these old people in Congress who do not like. They're completely insulated because it's a protected job. Basically, once you're in, if you sell out, if you don't rock the boat, then you have a secure job for life because there's no term limit. So it doesn't matter what the fuck is going on with the pores. You have no idea what's going on with the pores.
The pores?
That's certainly how they think of everyone.
Yeah.
The pores.
Yeah, I've tried to avoid politics, like, you know, for better or for worse. Maybe I'm not doing my civic duty by paying attention, but it just bums me out so much that I try and just brush it under the rug.
I hear that. I understand it. I want to put it, because I was actually thinking about it earlier today, because I knew you felt this way about it.
Yeah.
Way I look at it is, fuck looking at it like civic duty. Fuck that, because what's civic doing for you?
Yeah, exactly, right.
And that's part of the thing. Even if you don't think about it, even if you don't like to think about it or have anything to do with it, it's got fucking everything to do with you.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
I want to get into details about jobs and stuff, but I guarantee you generate, with the work you do, you generate far more fucking profit than you take home.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
For your labor.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And that's exactly what I fucking mean when I say you may not have anything to do with politics, but it's got fucking everything to do with you, and it is bankrolling.
Yeah.
So, unionize.
Is that what you're going for?
Fuck yeah, dude. Unionize.
Yeah.
I've recently learned that every restaurant that I worked at when I was living in Austin, when I was still doing restaurant work, has since, over the past handful of years, unionized.
Really?
Yeah.
Just restaurant work.
Just restaurant work.
Yeah.
Absolutely restaurant work. Starbucks I worked at, unionized.
Huh.
Movie theater I worked at, they unionized. That was bullshit work.
Yeah.
It was real bullshit work.
Yeah.
Hold on just a second.
Okay.
I'm going to turn on the AC.
It's a little warm. Yeah. So you wearing the headphones the whole time? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Make sure I can hear. I can hear you fine.
Okay, good.
Just make sure the mic picks everything up.
Word.
Does it feel like it's alienating you?
A little bit.
Really?
I just wasn't prepared for it. I didn't know. It's fine, though.
I can take them off.
Oh, you can put them on if you want.
Okay. I can actually hear you a little better with them. I don't have the best ears.
Oh, yeah.
I blew them out.
You blew them out?
Yeah.
Was it a boating accident?
Yeah.
We don't have to go there. I know it's a harsh topic to talk about.
This is a canoe.
It's a canoe?
Canoeget.
A canoeget? What is a canoeget?
It's the stuff, it's above the cardboard and the Snickers.
Of the cardboard.
You get the cardboard, the canoeget, the nut, and then the caramel. Or do you say caramel?
I say caramel. I don't like caramel.
I bet you do.
Yeah, I do. I mean, why you gotta be fancy with a caramel? I feel like
caramel is the fancy.
What? How is caramel fancy? Caramel's like
caramel. It's like you're trying to be fucking French.
No, I think you're trying to be just like to the point. Just like it's caramel. It's what it fucking is.
It's caramel.
I guess.
It's spelled.
You
caramel.
start talking about like caramel, then I think of like a carousel, and I think you're fancy. Like caramel is like
How the
carnival.
fuck's carousel?
I think that's what it is. A breakdown. It's carnival versus a carousel.
Carousel's at a carnival, right?
Could be.
Isn't that what the stuffed horses those little kids ride on? Fucking sickos.
Are they alive? Did they used to be alive? Is that how they started? Like
Probably.
carousels. They'd stick a horse on a pole.
I mean, they still got those donkey shows.
Oh.
Where, you put the kid on the donkey, you put it on the rope around the fucking posy, and it walks around.
Those donkey shows, sure.
Yeah. Was there a different kind?
No, I don't think so. I think that's the
yeah.
only kind. I was just, I get confused about donkeys and.
Do you want to wear the headphones?
No.
Because now I'm like self-conscious about it.
I didn't mean for it to be a thing. It just,
Here, what about this?
Sure.
Does that look like a good compromise?
Yeah, that's normal. Actually, can you like just wear them sort of askew more? Like,
Yeah. Like,
I was thinking more like forehead and back.
this is about as articulate as it can get.
All right, I think that'll work. Just put them on normal, please.
But so here's the thing.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Before I got work in Austin, I had to be on food stamps because I was starving. Like I went hungry for some weeks.
Yeah.
And I finally got on food stamps, and I was eating actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Finally, yeah.
Right.
Like as an adult on my own, I never had enough to really eat that well, and so that was great. But then once I got the job, I was getting cut off the food stamps.
Yeah.
And as soon as that happened, I was working like just under full time, so I don't get to have benefits. And I'm fucking starving. Like I'm back to having to choose between rent and food.
Right. Yeah, it's like yeah.
And it's bullshit work too.
Right.
You get a union, you've got more leeway.
Oh, okay.
Because you and your other
Yeah,
people
what does a union provide you? Like, what does it secure you? Like, what is it?
It can secure you health care, raised wages, better working conditions in general, vacation hours, all sorts of good shit that you can only get through collective action.
Yeah.
You and your colleagues, your comrades, banding together and making demands. That's how that works.
Right on. Power to the people.
But then you get companies like Starbucks who will come in with Pinkertons, who are union busters that have existed since Civil War.
Union busters. Now we're gonna like do some filibustering.
They will. I mean, they pay for politicians who filibuster laws that benefit people who have to fucking work.
I remember like when I was being taught that in public school, and just the idea of it that it was actual like a thing. It like I just dumbfounded me. Like how is
Filibuster?
this? Yeah, like how is this? You're just gonna get up there and just during the whole thing, and then the other guy just can't say anything, and it's like what the hell? Like.
I don't know like 100% of the history of it.
Yeah.
But if I remember correctly, I do believe it came about as something to do with states' rights to own slaves.
That makes sense. Yeah.
It was some bullshit made up by Southern governors and senators to just clog up the works to keep legislation passing so they could keep owning fucking slaves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of gross.
It's extremely gross. And we have so many laws and so many norms in place that seriously are about specifically from Southern slave-owning lawmakers.
Yeah.
That still exist and shape the way we live today.
Isn't that beautiful?
And so I reiterate, you may not have anything to do with politics, but it's got everything to do with you.
Yeah.
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 Are you wearing your headphones normally now?
I'm just taking them off.
I'm just gonna take them off. Do whatever makes you feel comfortable, I guess.
So on that note, Xbox.
Xbox.
So we know someone who got an Xbox, the new one.
Yeah, Brian, he got one.
I kind of want I want one because Bethesda games are all on there now.
Is that what happened? Like they bought it out or something? And so like, which titles are the Bethesda ones?
The best ones.
Yeah.
We got Elder Scrolls.
Those, okay, yeah.
Yeah, those.
Those.
Like some of my favorites.
I never got into those that much, man. Like
Fallout.
okay, there you go. That's my jam. Like
And
the
then-
original Fallout.
The real thing that I'm like, I experience heartache about Starfield. Have you heard about this?
I think I've heard of that one, but I never. What is that even on?
It's like a whole new thing. So like the others have been around for so long.
Yeah.
Everything's like a sequel of the sequel and yada yada. This one's like a whole new idea, but it's like it's in outer space. It's a sci-fi. You can go explore different galaxies and shit. So it's kind of like Fallout meets No Man's Sky
Okay, that sounds
by
interesting.
Bethesda. So
I could see that.
I'd like to experience that, but Microsoft bought Bethesda, so
Yeah, they're gonna have all those. Are they going to take them like as what do you call it?
like an exclusive.
Yeah, like an Xbox exclusive. Probably.
Oh yeah, they're already. They like people knew like the thing happened like maybe a year ago or something that they bought out Bethesda, and everyone was speculating like, oh, maybe they're not going to do exclusives. And I'm reading the news like, fuck you, they're totally going to make these exclusives.
Yeah.
There's no reason not to. They make more money that way.
Yeah.
You know, and it's going to be exclusives. And so is like the next like Elder Scrolls 6 and all that other stuff.
Right.
It's all going to be not necessarily Xbox, but Microsoft exclusive.
Microsoft exclusive. Oh yeah, so you could
So-
do it through their other platforms. And
If
stuff.
if I had the money, I would definitely. If I had the money and thus the option between like a PC and an Xbox, like a gaming PC, I would totally go for the gaming PC.
I'm out of my element there though, man. Like I hear that's the best way to do it and everything as far as like the gaming has like the the most technologies and advantages and whatnot. But I just have no idea. Like, don't you have to like replace like the video card like every so often and then have like all these sort of like extra. Because you gotta like build it yourself. I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, you don't have to build it yourself, and it's actually a lot easier now than it used to be.
Yeah.
Did you know I used to build computers?
I did not.
Yeah. I used
Okay.
to build computers like in the early like junior high and high school.
Oh, really?
Because my dad likes to build PCs.
Oh.
Because he was like a early adopter for like PCs and the internet and everything.
Mm-hmm.
He's a old man. I think he's like turns 80 this year maybe,
It's ancient.
or maybe next year. He's almost 80.
Yeah.
And he's still building his own PCs. Like he knows more than me
Oh,
about like
wow.
the latest technology.
Yeah.
So I kind of grew up with that, and
I did not know
I
that.
kind of adopted that in high school of like, building PCs. Look for sales on the different hardware,
Yeah.
and they were a lot more complicated to put together, because there'd be like these strips of like, I'm talking like 60 little pins coming out of the motherboard.
Okay.
And to get like your sound card or the video card or something right, you've got there's 60 pins.
Mm-hmm.
The card comes with like 40 separate little wires that you have to get on the right pin to make the fucking thing work.
Seriously.
Yes.
Good Lord. How
Yes.
do you know?
And plus, not bend the pin too, because it's like copper,
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. I'm pretty sure I've seen them.
But now it's just like, it's easy. It's just like you got a slot, you just fucking plug a thing in.
Right, like an SD card or some crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's companies, they'll build stuff for you, like Alienware they're a reliable company.
Right, yeah, because I'll go into like Best Buy or whatever, and I'll see like the whole gaming setup, PC area and everything, and yeah, it's pretty out there.
It can be overwhelming.
Yeah.
I get that.
Aren't they but like
once
you
you
said,
get
too-
into it though, dude, it's fucking addicting, because
Yeah.
you're like reading all the little like, oh, they got this silicon from fucking wherever Uruguay,
right?
and that affects the clocking speed and the heat sink.
All that kind of stuff. Yeah. Isn't that what's been going on with like all the electronics and the PS5 delays lately? Is like there's like a chip shortage or something like that.
There is, yeah. It's like,
What else do you know about that?
Yet again. You might not care about, you might not have
Still,
anything to
we're
do
going
with
back to
politics, but
politics.
politics has everything to do with you.
Keep steering that boat back to the politics.
It's
Was that a good bit?
so
Did you like
it's
that?
I like that. It's sort of like a combination of things going on with like COVID
Yeah.
affected shipping and everything, but also the stuff they use to make chips, such whatever sort of metals and ores and stuff they use to build these chips are mined.
Metal and ores. Are we
often.
talking about Skyrim?
Pretty much.
Go ahead.
These things are mined in Central and South America. And there have been a lot of good things happening in Central and South America, especially South America lately, even in Mexico. People are rising up to govern themselves. A lot of these countries are, becoming socialist.
Okay.
They were socialist before, say, like back in the 50s and 60s. Thing is, U.S. and other countries that are part of like NATO and the UN would intervene.
You destabilize, right?
They would destabilize, install fascist, right-wing religious fanatics to destabilize the countries. But those right-wing fanatical dictators would be willing to cut deals with countries like the U.S.
Yeah.
so that we can basically benefit off of essentially slave labor
Yeah.
of South Americans to get our silicon and whatever metals we need to make our technologies with.
So now that they're rising up and, it's making it more difficult to get those elements.
Yes, because they're like, we are not your fucking slaves.
Yeah.
We deserve decent lives as well. So there's
As they
that. But then there's also like actually, people getting sick and stuff
Yeah.
because COVID and now monkeypox and everything.
Yeah, what's going on with monkeypox now? Is that the next one?
Dude, it's fucking here.
Is it really?
And it's been kept hush hush, but it's fucking spread. Like it's already like a huge fucking problem in New York City.
Is it really?
Yes.
Jesus. Is it as deadly or?
I'm honestly,
I don't even know what monkeypox is. Like, what is monkeypox?
it's like I don't know how deadly it is or any of that stuff. But
Is
I
it related
know
to chickenpox?
It comes from touch. It comes
Okay.
from touch, and
So
I
it's
think
not as communicable.
well, we don't know just how communicable it is right now, at least from what I've read. Because there's some stuff where it's like researchers are trying to find out like exactly what's going on with it, how
Yeah.
communicable is it, and everything.
Is this just the world we live in now, to where it's always just going to be some sort of ailment or disease that's trying to just take us down?
As long as people can make a profit off of it.
Oh, that's gross.
Yeah.
It's grody, bro. I don't
Yeah.
like it. I don't like it at all.
Yeah. But essentially, what I've read thus far is like you get it from touch, and it causes like rash and lesions on you and stuff. It's pretty
Like
gnarly.
Monty Python level, like bring out your dead. Like,
Well, I think we're heading that way.
bring out your
You're
dead.
dead. I'm not dead. Yes, you are. No, I'm not. I feel fine. She turned me into a newt. I got better.
There's a guy in our fantasy football league that his name is Tis But a Scratch.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and he's got the little icon on his little thing.
Oh, nice.
It's the guy, the Black Knight,
Yeah.
missing an arm. And
Come here, let me bleed on you. Let's see. 25 minutes. I think I'm going to keep these like shorter. Would you want to do like a bonus episode?
Sure.
Or no?
bonus it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna keep this train rolling after a break. If you want to hop on the wagon, you can do so by helping support the show at patreon.com/ThatThingWithJames, and that will give you access to all bonus episodes. And depending on what tier you sign up for, you might get a shout out. You can also find me on social. Were you leaning in?
No, not at all.
You can also find me on social media at James.
What if I do like an unsolicited? Like, can I just do it like a shout out now?
Yeah.
Like, you have to earn it.
What kind of shout out?
I'm not gonna do one.
You want to shout someone out? If you want them to shout you out, you got to become a patron.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Patreon.com/ThatThingWithJames.
Patreon.com.
And
ThatThingWithJames.
you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at James J. Asher.
Do you still have a MySpace?
I don't have a MySpace, but I do have a TikTok at TTWJ Production. At
more time?
TTWJ Productions.
TTWJ.
Productions. Yes.
TTWJ.
Productions.
I like it.
Please come shitpost on my subreddit r/that.
What is shitposting?
Oh my God, can we talk about that in the bonus episode?
Yes, please.
Come shitpost on my subreddit. I actually recently did an episode about that, and it's one of my favorite things.
Okay, I'm excited.
Come shitpost on my sub r/ThatThingWithJames. If you have a suggestion for something you'd like me to cover or talk about on the show, send me your submissions to thatthingwithjames@gmail.com. Thank you, Jason.
Thank you, James, for being a host.
And thank you for tuning in. Love you.
TTWJ.
Bye.
Mm-hmm.